Hey man, 3 strikes we out. 3 strikes we out, man. I don't know what they got going on tonight, but 3 strikes we out. We're gonna try this again, y'all. It's your big brother K-Rino. Now it is after midnight. Now it is after midnight. So if we go out this time, I'll see y'all next week or later this week. Shaheem, part 3, yep. Part 3, 3 times is a charm. That's what they normally say. The statement of the norm is 3 times a charm. But we back, man. We back. I think we should be good, you know. Tommy said, I think they're trying to shut you down for good. It's possible, man. I mean, I'm just trying to make sure it's not me. You know, before I accuse them, I gotta check my connections and make sure that it's not me. But here we go. Landon said it does it every time I share. But it's so it's your fault. Now I don't think it has nothing to do with you. It's either my connection or for some reason they don't want me to talk tonight. This time, right when we was talking about Trump, they shut it down. So, but we on and popping, man. I hate that I got to keep asking y'all to hit the like button, man, but we got to do it again, man. Man, I'm still trying to get y'all to do that automatically. Click that thumbs up, y'all. Ooh, Alyssa, you did a lyric video to that one? I need to see that. I remember that song. A lot of songs I don't even be remembering, but I remember that song. I don't remember the words, but I just remember that song. That was a pretty deep song. I want to see that lyric video. I want to see that one. And right when you said that, Paulus comes in and says, greetings from Finland. See? Salute to Finland. Let me get a like, y'all. Let me get some likes, man. Let's get some likes, y'all. Grandmaster Rodimus says, let's talk about how us men can lovingly correct these women of today so we can all be healthier and more content. I would say that goes both ways, Grandmaster. We got to correct ourselves as men first. If we are the leaders, the providers, the sustainers, the protectors, if we are that as men, and we claim to be that, then we have to be an example that women want to follow, that women are willing to submit to. Now, if you are already that, and the woman is not submitting to that, then she's not the woman for you. You know, because and the key words you said lovingly correct women, you know, because that's the key. It's so much division, it's so much going on in terms of gender wars, you know, and particularly I can speak in the Black community. It's bad. It's worse than I've ever seen. It's horrible in our community, and we got to get it together. We're not gonna go nowhere without each other. And so yeah, we should all be lovingly correcting each other, but that should be parts of us that are focused on correcting ourselves. And you can't correct yourself until you acknowledge that you have behavior that needs to be corrected. And I think that's the biggest issue with most of us. Most people feel as though they don't it's nothing wrong with them. It's it's your fault, not mine. You know, and that's what we're dealing with right now. Yeah, Kevin, we was talking about U of H, man. Like I say, when I watched that Duke game yesterday, I was scared. I wasn't scared for the most part of the game because we was getting beat so bad that I was already like, oh, this over. They can't win. It's not looking good. They're not gonna win this game. But then when it got tight, I started like, ooh. And I got scared. I was like, ooh, please win. you know, and they put it out, man. U of H, they dogs, but they can't get comfortable with just being in the championship. They can't look at the Duke game as the championship because it's not. Florida gonna be tough, you know. Shaheem said, "Did I hear Will Smith's new album?" No, I didn't know the whole album was out. I heard a freestyle he did. Well, not a freestyle, but I heard a verse he spit. I haven't heard the whole album. I guess I'll go check it out. I've always been a Fresh Prince fan, you know, so I'll go check it out. Yeah. Thank you, Tommy. Y'all click the like button, man. Yeah, yeah. Rick, what's up, Rick? Yeah, I've been hooping. You know, I play. You know, I get out there, Rick. You been to Sunnyside? When last time you been up to Sunnyside? All right. This open topic, y'all. Phantom Face says pay your club fee with a like. Now some of them have snuck in the club free. Yeah. Okay, cool, Alyssa. I want to see how much of the words you got right. Yeah. Say we're not it's not the black community anymore, we're the gold community. Women submit the money. Sometimes they don't even submit the money. You can lead with your wallet if you want to, and sometimes a guy can pull a woman because of his money, but in the long run, once she gets used to you and your money, if she's not for you, she's not gonna be for you. It's not gonna matter how much money you got. That would be like a man who finds a woman who got money. You find you a sugar mama, you're not gonna be this loyal and faithful to that woman if you don't care nothing about her, no matter how much money she's giving you, no matter how big the house she lives in that you're enjoying, no matter how nice the car is she gives you to drive, you're gonna find a way to do what you do. JC Peeps, what podcast do I listen to? I listen to Willie D. Um, a couple of sports podcasts. I can't man, how am I drawing a blank on my sports podcast? Um, I'm just drawing a blank. But there are two or three podcasts that I do watch and listen to. I don't know why I can't think. Yeah. Bay Dash Philosophy says we make claims about ourselves, about what we own or what our rights and entitlement, then we fight the truth to protect that. Kevin says, what do you think about the Marvin Sapp situation? Um, I would want to hear his response to the backlash in terms of why he did that. I don't know if he has put out, let me know if he has replied to all the backlash he's getting. Because sometimes we can misinterpret a person's intentions. On the surface, if you hear a preacher trying to collect money and seems to be dissatisfied about what money he's not getting from his congregation, and then he turns around and says, close the door, ushers, close the doors, as if to imply, don't let nobody out. On the surface, you're going to be like, what? Because I know me, the ushers can close the door all they want. If I'm ready to get up and walk up out of there, it's going to be a problem at the door. He said, because he said ushers close the door. Yeah, y'all can close them, but if I get ready to walk out, ushers, I'm gonna need y'all to open that door and let me up out of here. But like I said, I would like to know what his response was to the backlash when people were upset of why he did that and what he meant, what he, because I'm certain he's gonna say it wasn't meant like that or somewhere along those lines. He might double down and say, yeah, we needed the money and I felt like people wouldn't coming on with it. So I'll say this. I didn't like it. It didn't look right. The optics didn't sit well, especially in this age that we live in of prosperity preachers and non-prospering congregations. Adam says, if it's from God, it will make its way to you. And if it's not, no amount of effort will make it yours. Yeah, what's for you is for you. Now, I do believe that sometimes, a closed mouth don't get fed. Sometimes you do have to appeal to the people to just give them the awareness of what's needed. That's like me putting an album out. If I record an album, I can't just record an album, and then I can't magically think that y'all are gonna just know that the album is out and I would like for y'all to support it. I have to get out and appeal to y'all. Hey man, my new album is out. You can get it from here, you can get it from there, man. I would really appreciate your support. Bang, 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 bang. But I'm not gonna tell you that the only way for your life to be blessed and for you to prosper is if you buy my album. If you don't buy my album, you going to hell. And I ain't saying that he said that like, but I'm just saying sometimes you do have to appeal to the people, for necessities, for things that you need. The thing is, you can't let it cross over into greed. When it crosses over into greed and when it crosses over into you just going overboard to seek a luxurious lifestyle on the backs of the people because you're taking advantage of your position, then now we got bad religion. Paulus, when am I coming to Finland? Can't say, man. Can't say. I've been out there twice now. Was you at any of the shows when I came? Yeah. End of Cadence says, I think soon we will be fighting robots like in Terminator. Well, I don't know about that. We may be fighting robots in a different way from the standpoint of how technology is setting up to replace humans in the workplace and things of that nature. Even in relationships, you may be fighting against robots because we're just talking about, somebody just asked me about correcting women and lovingly correcting women and just that those gender wars we just got through speaking of. A lot of men are saying, forget it. Men that got money, they buying the robots. They got these female robots now that they're putting female qualities and characteristics into these robots, and they're creating them with almost fleshy like material, and you can pretty much do everything with this robot that you could do to a real woman. This must just be an upgrade on the blow up doll or something. And the robots have the capacity to provide conversation. They have the capacity to provide companionship. But what's attracting certain men to these robots is they don't have to argue with these robots. They don't have to fight and debate and deal with all of the extra stuff that men will say, okay, this is what women bring to the table. That headache and stress that they was on. So that's one way that you're fighting against robots. Now the funny thing about it is how they seem to only be making female versions of the robots, to my knowledge. It would be interesting, not that I'm saying none of this is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that any of this is good. It's weird. But it would be interesting if they made a male, if they started doing male robots, if females would start taking to the male robots. I wonder. I ponder the thought. All right. Yusef says, can promises be a peaceful or be as peaceful? What are you saying? Can promises be a peaceful threats? Or they actually are? I don't understand the question. Can promises be a peaceful threats? You might have to rephrase that question. All right. Phantom Face says, what if the robot malfunctions and squeezes your member too hard? Hey, what if? You know, you got some weird cats out here, man. They'll be laying down, sleeping with the robot. The robot might wake up and just decide to let you go to sleep and choke you out, strangle you in your sleep. We don't know, man. We don't know who controls these things. It's like they invent things and they don't necessarily just turn them over to you for your full and complete control. It's like when it's like a car that's being controlled by OnStar. They have the ability to lock your car or shut your car off from a totally different location. So you don't really even have power over your vehicle. You're in that vehicle, and you know how you had a vehicle where you don't pay your note on time, and it shut your car down. It shut your car off. You driving or it shut your car off, so you don't have control. So who's to say you get you one of these robots and somebody somewhere in a different location has control over it, and they can make that robot rebel on you at any minute? We don't know. We don't know. And Gavin says Elon Musk controls them. Gavin also says, can robots create real art? Well, that's what they're doing with AI. With AI, they are creating art. They're creating songs. They're duplicating voices. They could come out with a whole album of somebody sounding like me. Now, of course, we have to always keep in mind what the A in AI stands for. We say artificial intelligence. Nothing will ever be greater than the human mind, the human brain. The human brain is what created the artificial intelligence. The real intelligence is what created the artificial intelligence. So they can make AI art. They can make AI albums. They can do all that. They're doing it, and they're probably going to really start doing it. People are already using AI. Regular artists are already using AI to come up with songs and ideas, and it's saving them money because you can just put the hook into the AI program and say, hey, I want this to be a blues singer type sound, old male blues singer, and it's gonna come out sounding like an old male blues singer. I want old funk 70s, and it's gonna come out sounding like that with the music and everything. How they do it, Grandmaster says women already have a stupid amount of machines they're using right now. Yeah, but a lot of that stuff is handheld. We're talking about an actual male specimen robot. It may not be like that, but yeah. Danita Alexander, what did I say that you agree? You say I agree with you. What did I say? What part, Danita? I appreciate you. I need to know what you agree with me on so I can make sure I remember that. Mark Panagoniak. You keep me going when I start to feel hopeless and when I start to feel worthless. Man, God is great. No need to ever feel worthless. And when you feel hopeless, just always remember that it's a God, man. Things can look hopeless. We just got through talking about the basketball game yesterday. It looked hopeless for U of H. For most of that game, it looked hopeless. But that's a principle of life because it's like, man, this over. This game over. They done. That's what I said it like 8 times. Then they win. It's like, wow. So hopeless can turn into like, it can be reversed and turn into hope and then turn into victory. So you always remember that when you feel hopeless, don't never stop. Don't never quit. Rapper K is in the building, y'all. Rapper K, South Park Coalition is in the building. What's going on, Rapper Keith? Hold on, let me go backwards, y'all. Somebody, yeah, somebody did some. I think my homie Codeine might have did that. Michelle says Tesla, worst car ever. I wouldn't step foot in that car. Why? What's wrong with the Tesla? I don't know. I'm just asking. End of Cater says I blame auto tunes. Yeah. I'm looking for something, y'all. I'm sorry. DeMario, what's going on? Man, look, we live in a world where you never know what the true intention of the technology really is. So they can create all these devices, all these mechanisms, robots, whatever it is, AI, all they can create all this stuff. They can come up with all this stuff and present it in a way as if it's a new trinket for the people, something new. Oh man, oh the iPhone 55 is out, and it's okay. Yeah, we just got all these features. Yeah, but you don't know what else is doing. Wow, the AI is popping off. Yeah, but you don't know what else. See, so it will be presented to us in ways that the purposes benefit us. We use it in other ways, harmless ways for the most part, but we don't really know what the real experiment is. We just putting this out there. Let's see what happens. Then we'll hit them with the real reasoning later on. So yeah, you never know, man. Those things might be bugged. So you done went and got you a sex robot and whatever it is, and that thing is listening and recording everything and watching you, and never know what's going on, man. The phone's already doing that. Yeah. All right. Xavier says, have you heard about The deep underground military base that connects the Navy Research Lake in Idaho to the Pacific Ocean. No, I haven't heard of that. How did that get out? How'd you hear about that? How'd that get out? If it's an underground military base that connects Navy research, connects the Navy, that connects the Navy. Yeah. Jay says, what about Angie Stone? R.I.P. to Angie Stone. Blessings. Spiky, Teslas are not ideal for us, truth seekers. What's wrong with the Tesla? I don't know. I'm not disagreeing with you. I just don't know. Ernie G says they got robots picking up people in the car. I saw that. I saw that. They got driverless, like Ubers and stuff. Man, I ain't getting no car where ain't no driver. You got to watch the car with the driver. I'm definitely not getting the car with no driver. Yeah. But we spoke earlier about the replacement in different aspects of life where they're trying to replace humans with technology, with robots and machines. Yeah. A whistleblower. I look his name up and put it in chat. Oh, okay. Who's the oldest member of the SPC? I forgot about that. I got to get back to that. It ain't me. Rapper K in here right now. He got me. Yep. You say dumb. Deep underground military bases. JC Peeps with the acronym. Erica, this year's Screw Day, will you be attending? Yeah, I'm the host. I'm hosting again. I hosted last year. I'll be hosting again this year. Honored to get the call last year. Honored to get the call this year. Represent for the homie Screw. You gonna be there, Erica? You coming? Jay says, shout out Big Boss of 4 Deep. Yeah, man, Deep 4. Yeah, Big Boss, man. Class 1. Come on, man. Boss used to be such a dope producer, man. One of the most forgotten guys on the beats. That's right, Landon. Digital hypnosis. Y'all click the like button, man. Click that like, man. Come on. Click that like button if y'all haven't already. If y'all are in here right now and haven't hit the thumbs up, let me get that up off you, man. I appreciate the one person that did it. Michelle says you also get locked in it and can't get out in emergency. What? See, that's what I'm saying. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I'll be driving a 1987 whatever with the lock that you pull it. You know the lock where you pull the thing up to get out, and the window that you roll down like that. Caught up, man. Yeah, I ain't getting no car that ain't got no driver. Yep. Y'all remember that TV show called Bait Car, where they used to go to the black neighborhoods and put these cars out and try to trick people into stealing the car. And then when you steal the car, you driving for a while, and all of a sudden the car shuts off, and then it locks, and you can't get out. Get out. And they doing this from a location. Come on, man. These folks got more power and control than y'all think. Can we get some more likes, y'all? Can we catch these likes up? Tommy says, I love Klondike Cat. Yeah, you spelled it right. Go check out Cat. All Cat's music is on all the platforms. New album coming soon, too. Yep. We getting there, y'all. Jeremiah, what's up, Jeremiah? I appreciate you, man. Blessings to you. I appreciate the love. Now, Father Time is not the oldest member, Alyssa, because Father Time is Murder One's younger brother. So Murder One is older than Father Time, naturally, because Father Time is the younger brother. Murder up there, he might be. He up there as one of the older. We trying to think now. We're gonna find the answer to this question. Locked in the Tesla if the power is depleted. Man, come on, man. Have I ever heard of Dane Calloway? No. The rapper? What kind of music have I been listening to lately? I actually been listening to some of my stuff lately because I got some stuff I gotta learn for an event I got coming up. So I've been listening to some of my own stuff lately. Yeah. How old is Greek? Greek the same age as me. We was both born in 1970 and haven't had a birthday yet. So do the math. Lester Smith says, I rode in a driverless bus in Las Vegas like 5 years ago when they were testing it out. I would feel real weird. I would feel weird, man. Erica says, I heard Cat did a song about he's in the booth and he could see an entity in there with me. It was eerie. Man, see, username says they can disappear people and call it an accident and blame the robots. Yep. Ain't no way in the world. Tiger, is Jay-Z still wanting to sign Houston, Texas rappers, or he quit them? I never knew that he was trying to sign Houston rappers. Ron Johnson, hey K, I'm Murder One's next door neighbor. Bless G to see what's going on, homie. How you been, man? What's the word? Appreciate you coming through, man. What's up with Crazy Bone? What do you mean? Xavier, RIP George Foreman. Yeah, we just shouted out George. We just did an episode of our sports podcast called Legends 34. It'll probably be up tomorrow. And we shouted out George, Big George, one of the greatest, man. All the great heavyweights from that era, man, are gone except a couple. Larry Holmes still left. It's Crazy, man. Tommy says, can't stop jamming that song Projects with Spice One. Man, shout out to Spice One. When what, Rapper K? What you asking me when? Oh, you know, I be bouncing all around on this thing. How do you choose your set list when you perform concerts? That's a good question. I factor in what kind of crowd it's going to be. I factor in how long my set is going to be so I'll know which songs I really want to put in and which songs I got to leave out. Things like that. You know, that's just a couple of things. Danita says, I like many of the older model cars better than the new stuff. Yeah, I just trust them. I just trust them. That new stuff is cool. It's cool. I just don't trust the dirty nature of the people who builds this stuff. I always feel like it's another reason behind it. That's just me. Yeah, that Spice One album is hard. Okay, Dane Calloway is an artist. Okay, all right, that's what's up. Mr. Brooks, I see you. JC says, what does it mean to be free? Man, that's a deep question as well, and it's layered. Because on the surface, you can just basically say, I go as I please, I do as I please, I think as I please, I say what I want to say. To not be controlled by anyone or any entity other than the creator himself. To not have the fear of losing what you have based on what you might say or do within reason. Not that you can go out murdering people and think you're going to still be free. But some people can. They're called presidents and rulers and leaders and kings and queens. But yeah, freedom is just the ability, just part of it is to not be controlled. To know that the only person over you is God. I don't fear you taking away my job because I don't work for you. I don't fear you canceling me because I don't answer to you. Things like that. It's a good question. Jay says, are we Black, African, American Negroes, or are we the original Indians they tried to kill with smallpox and blankets? I would take the American and the Negro off. Yeah, of course, Africa is the motherland, it's the birthplace of civilization, and it is our birthplace as Black people. And many of us were brought here as slaves from that continent. Of course, there were the Native Americans that were over here that people refer to as the Indians. And a lot of people say, well, oh man, no, we wasn't brought over here as slaves. We were already over here. We may have already been here. We had already traveled all over the planet long before that history was recorded. But the people that are viewed as the Indians, the Native Americans, they were here when the Europeans came over here and infected them with smallpox and mass massacred them, genocide, and killed them off and stole their land and all that. But No, the black man is the original man. We came straight from the continent of Africa. That's our birthplace. We, like I say, we traveled all over the place, man. But the word Negro means dead. So I take the Negro off, and we're not Americans because what were we long before that was even in America? There was no such thing as an America 5,000 years ago, but we was here 5,000 years ago. So we wasn't Americans then. With K-Rino signed with Jay-Z. Man, look, I'm not interested in signing with nobody. You know, I would partner up and do certain little project deals and here and there if it makes sense. But somebody just asked me about freedom, anything that would take my freedom, it ain't gonna happen with me. So I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. Man, I lost my spot. Hold on. Lost my spot. This dude got locked in his Tesla when the power was used up and he had to call the emergency. So nah, yeah, see, I ain't going. I ain't doing that. We're not doing that. Tommy says, I noticed you like the organ sounds in some of your. Is that church spot? No, I just like organs. I just like sinister sounding organs. I like that. Wow. Keep on checking then on the Legends 34, Xavier. Yeah. Yeah, somebody asked me about K. Ruger the other night. Was that you who asked me about K. Ruger the other night? Yeah, K. Ruger, from what I heard, yeah. Oh, my event. Yeah, I'll be in Detroit in June. We got a big event out there for the movie that I did the songs for. And you know me, a lot of my songs I don't know the words to. So I gotta learn those songs so I can go out there and make it do what it do. Yeah. 97 swine. Erica says, what song would you have done in San Antonio? What song would I have done in San Antonio? What you mean in San Antonio? You say, what song would I have done? I don't understand the question. It sounded like I was supposed to be in San Antonio and didn't come. Michelle says, you can't break the windows either. Remember that millionaire woman died in the Tesla. They couldn't get her out when the car backed into the lake. Oh my gosh. Mm-mm. What about the Cybertruck? Tommy No Hooks. The album not out yet. It'll be on the album. Daniel says, hey, how often do you write? I'm guessing it's daily, going off the amount of music. Nah, I don't write. I don't write every day. I may go weeks without writing, but then I might write every day for weeks. Just depend on what's going on, what I got going on, what I'm working on. But the mind and the brain is a muscle. Sometimes you gotta give it a break. You gotta relax. You can't strain it and strain it and strain. Sometimes, I'll shut down. I might not write for a month or two, just to kind of recharge. But Now, in between those times, I might get a feature or something, or if I get an idea that just pops in my head, I'll knock that out. But I don't write every day. Yeah. Michelle says, I trust older cars. New stuff, probably high radiation. I ain't getting cancer from no car. No, that's right. And of cadence, in the case of an EMP attack, the older cars will be the only ones running. See? Landon says, don't sleep on the podcast. Either one. Legends 34, Underground Dialogue. Y'all go check out the Chris Ward interview on the Underground Dialogue podcast. Grandmaster Rodman says, freedom is an ideal that doesn't exist in tangible reality. For some, but you're right, it ain't many free people on the planet. It's a few. Yeah. Phantom Face says, we're gold people. Xavier says, how late do you stay up usually, and do you work a regular job on the side? No, I don't work a regular job on the side, and I usually stay up pretty late for years, for decades. I stay up pretty late. I'm not that dude that goes to sleep at 9:30, 10 p.m. Y'all see me on here now with y'all, and this ain't late for me. My favorite time of night, of day. What are your thoughts on the Schumann resonance frequency and its healing properties? I don't know anything about that. Feel free to educate us. Give praise to the Creator. That's right. What's up, Madeline Clymer? Chris B says, glad I made it. Man, I just was getting ready to read something and I lost it. I lost it. Where did it go? Tommy says, I've come to realize you have to admit sometimes too before you find growth. And embarrassment comes in the factor too. I see that. Yeah, that's one of the big problems. A lot of people ain't self-aware. Trust me, I deal with it all the time. People are not self-aware. That's why they put their stuff on you. They put their mental issues on you instead of correcting themselves. Would you do a song with Hard Job? I heard that name before, but I'm not familiar with his music. Is that Gail P. Designs? Freedom also could mean we have finally learned how to master the matrix mind control. Mm-hmm. Oh man, y'all going in on that guy. JC says, don't get political here. Oh man, we do it all here. It's open topic. That's why it's open. Danita says, I don't trust anything created and made by Elon Musk. He is one of the most shady and untrustworthy characters I've ever observed. What in the world is Doge really about? Well, they say the Department of Government Efficiency. is what the DOGE is for. And its supposed purpose is to remove certain uh, government agencies that they deem to be unnecessary. And it's supposed to have certain financial advantages to the totality of government. But um, when you look deep into it, seems to be a little more complex than that. You know, DEI was one of the things that was targeted under Doge. Of course, when they got rid of all those federal workers, that was all under that umbrella. So we can't worry about that, y'all. We got to do for ourselves. I mean, not you pay attention to it, but we got to just do for ourselves, man, and unify among ourselves, and we won't even have to worry about that type of stuff, man. These cats are doing what they born to do. They destroying America. They destroying America. Even some of this administrators' most hardest supporters are starting to scratch their head like, this is getting ridiculous. Be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. Because we didn't go on stage. Was it in Dallas? When you mean? When, Erica? You said we didn't go on stage. When? When did this supposedly happen? I'm confused. Madeline says, let's talk keys and instruments. But I'm not the host. It's always love talking music with other music folks or whatever, verbalizing you're the word. Yeah, yeah, it's all good. We can talk music. We all music people. Yeah. You said Filero was there and I am Lopez. I think that crowd would have loved your beats. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, Erica. You sure that was me? I don't know what you're talking about. I have no clue what show you was talking about. Madeline says, how long of a spell, ballpark, do you shut down? In between writing, it's no set time. It just until I recharge. Like I said, it could be a month, it could be 2 weeks. I'm not gonna go 4, 5, 6 months, but sometime I may go a month or two when I'm just not active, doing a bunch of writing. Yeah. Clarissa, is that Tercios? Tercios? How did you get into your conscious style being from Houston when most Houston rappers talk about material things? Well, what you got to understand, Clarissa, is two things. I'm going to speak to it on two levels. First level is just from a base level, just regular level. In the beginning, Houston we wasn't rapping about a lot of stuff, material stuff. We weren't glorifying getting high all the time and selling dope. That wasn't how we rapped in the beginning in Houston. We rapped about lyricism. We rapped about who's the dopest rapper, who's the dopest MC. We rapped about conscious topics. We kicked knowledge. We did all that because we was influenced by rappers that did that. So current Houston and recent past Houston may have put that label on us because it was a big deal to glorify and rap about how much drink you sipped. It was a big deal to rap and glorify about how many people you killed or how much jewelry you wear, how iced out your teeth was, or whatever it is. That came later. We didn't rap like that back in the days. I was here from the beginning. So that's one side of it. Two, to answer that question, it says, how did you get your conscious style being from Houston? Houston has nothing to do with what's in your mind. Rakim said it ain't where you're from, it's where you at. So there's intelligence and consciousness and intellectual ability in every part of the globe. And I don't think you meant it like that, but I'm just saying that's the mental level of it all. You know, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding exists everywhere. But yeah, but we didn't rap like that in the beginning. Vincent said, in God we trust. I used to hear about K-Rino all the time, man. Yeah. Chris P says there'll be a time when old cars are obsolete. There'll be a time when everything is obsolete. Wow, man, y'all are asking some really good questions. Click the like button if y'all haven't already. Clarissa says, did you get to listen to Chino XL's last album? No, I didn't. I can only imagine. Okay, Ernie G, appreciate you coming through. I haven't made beats in a while, Tommy. Somebody just asked me that. Yeah, Phantom Face, we night owls, man. Rife Frequency. Now, I don't know nothing about all that, at least not under those names. Are you going to check out the new Wu-Tang album? I may not. I don't know. Okay, Alyssa. Shout out to the minister and the messenger. No, we don't worry about typos, Madeline. It's all good. We all do it. Rashid Avant, what's going on? I'm gonna find out. It's a movie premiere, so I'm gonna find out. But I can tell you, it's gonna be a dope show. I'm gonna get that information for you, Rashid. If you wanna keep up with me on that, that's my email address. But I will be on the show with Dougie Fresh, Rakim. It's gonna be big, man. I'm looking forward to it. Rob G, man. Rob G been rocking with us. Yeah, same thing, Rob. I just put my email address down now. So hit me up, Rob. I'm gonna send y'all the information. I want to kick it. I want to kick it with some of my longtime people when I get out there in Detroit. I'm you know me, I'm a man of the people, man. I'm trying to see what kind of food spots y'all got out there. Tommy says, I play guitar. Would you ever let me rock out on one of your beats? Depend. Are you good? Bay Dash says, mine with right view, free. Xavier says, does it get tough dealing with the 85 percenters? And how did you get introduced to the NOI 5% teaching? Well, I'm not a 5 percenter. But to answer the first part of your question, you said, does it get tough dealing with the 85%? Um, I'm trying to make sure I'm not one of the 85. We still got 85 tendencies in us. I ain't acting like I'm clearly out of the 85 game. We still are working on ourselves. So yeah, it gets tough dealing with myself. So I understand what you mean, but I don't want it to come off like I've transcended past, you know. I know a lot of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but I ain't no perfect example of that by no means. I ain't nowhere close. But I'm not a 5%er. My love and my support is to the Nation of Islam under the leadership of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. No disrespect to the 5%. Peace to the gods and the earths. But my support, my love and focus is under Minister Farrakhan's guidance. That group. Good question. Woo! Michelle say we are not free until we grow our own food. Man, see, that puts it in a whole nother light. When we are producers and not just consumers, as the minister said, when we are producers and not just consumers, that's when you free. Great point. Went to Whole Foods today. Palm scanner. I saw that. Palm scanner installed for checkout already. I saw that. I ain't doing that. Sooner or later, they'll probably try. Like a lot of places, they don't take cash anymore. At some point, they may make that to where that's how you got to pay. You got a little scanning machine, and you got to stick your forehead on it. Beep. Every item. Beep. Man, that was a dope point, Michelle. Yeah. Marvey is in the building. Mark says, life and death on the album Fear No Evil. Yeah. Okay. Jeremiah said, it's the resonant frequency from the earth. When grounded, it raises the oxygen in your bloodstream. Hence, nature presence being healing. Okay, how do you do that? Like, where do you go to activate that? You say it's from the earth when grounded. So how do you initiate that? I just read something tonight. It's interesting. I just read something tonight where it was talking about, and I don't know if it's true or not, but it was talking about how extreme cold, like when you do ice bath, it reactivates the cells and stuff like that. I was just reading on that tonight. Madeline says, thank goodness for music. Music makes all this tolerable. Yeah, music is medicine. Xavier, how long have you been a naturalite / vegan, or are you pescatarian? I'm more pescatarian. I'm not a vegan at all. Not a vegan. Might eat a vegan burger here and there, but I'm going to eat some fish and I'm going to drink some milk. I'm going to eat some cheese. Rapper K, you want some cheese? The Temple of Bars podcast. Shout out to the Temple of Bars podcast. Appreciate that, Clarissa. Said Doge is supposed to shrink government to save money. Yeah, I'm glad you put that supposed to in quotes. Vincent says Babylon. As long as Babylon is my foe. Y'all going in on Elon Musk, huh? How many twists you can put in a song? It depends on the topic, depends on the song, depends on what it calls for. MT, what's going on, MT? MT says West Coast Cam says you're his favorite MC. Man, you're the second person said that. Somebody said that Friday, man. Man, look, coming from that brother, man, that means the world, man. I respect Cam so much, man. If Cam said it, even if he didn't say it, I still got nothing but love and respect. But if he said it, man, that's like, I salute him with both hands and try to grow another one to salute him 3 times. Yeah. Chris B, do you think you would write another book? Yeah, but it's going to be a children's book. I'm getting ready to do a children's book, y'all. If you'll support my children's book, if you will support a children's book from me, give me a yes or a fist or 100 or something. How many of y'all in here would support me if I wrote a children's book? Yeah, that's it, Ernie. That's on that first Nip album, The Rough Brothers from South Park. Silencer, go on, write your one. As long as Babylon. See, I bet Kay knows all the words to the Kumo D versus Busy Bee. Nah, I don't know all the words of that one. That was a little before my time. I've heard it though. I listened to it. I might know all the words to, well, not all the words, but most of the words to Boogie Down Productions versus Juice Crew. That's the battle. That's one of the battles I was the most engaged in my youth. So from South Bronx to the Bridge is Over, to Kill That Noise, Bridge, Roxanne Shante, Have a Nice Day. That's when I was in the thick of like listening to the back and forth. Because that's always been a thing in hip hop. You go all the way to the Roxanne Wars. And Shante was in the middle of that. Man. Yeah, Shaheem. Shout out to Bun. Shout out to Bun B, man. Bun B went on Shannon Sharp's podcast, Nightcap, with Ocho Cinco and showed not just me. He shouted out to my brother Gangsta Nip, Killer Leon, Scarface, and who else, man? And his big brother, man. Bun B always do that. Always show me love. Always show us love. I call him the ambassador. Yeah. Every time I move this thing, I lose it. Okay, I got a few yeses. Danita says our children definitely need better books to read. Yeah, I want to put together something real simple that's an easy read for the children, for the parents to read to the children. It's going to be real simple, nothing complex. Jeremiah says it's just touching the earth, walking on it, swimming, And I think we can all agree nature is healing. It happens after 20 to 30 minutes. I feel it's healing to walk barefoot in general. Okay. All right. No, it won't be August 31st, Xavier. It's going to be in June in Detroit. Robert Kamer says daughter is waiting. Okay. So I just got to find an animator. I got to find somebody to draw the animation to it. That's all that's holding me. I can write it. So yeah. End of cadence. Out of all your experiences, what's one thing you would have done different knowing what you know now? It's a few. It ain't just one. Um, some things, but it ain't just one. Even musically, it's a lot of things I would have did different. Oh, they're gonna hit you with some ads now. Mark says, where I live, the people are starting to focus about the future and forget about the past because I think my people are way behind the present time. When some real hear about your songs, they agree. All right, that's what's up, man. What's some of my favorite tempos? I don't know them by number, like the 88 BPM and all. I don't necessarily know the beats per minute, but I just know the tempo when I hear it. I'm not a super fast tempo guy all the time. I've had some fast tempo songs, but for the most part, it's about mid tempo. Used to like it real slow, but not no more. Not as much. Marvey says, stuck in the crowd isn't your ideal position. Look for your elevation. No question. Jordan 23. Go release 20. Go release 10 albums in one day. Mm, mm. Somebody can have that record. Yeah, they're gonna be scanning your head for you to buy your groceries. They're gonna say, sorry, sir, your head has been declined. They're gonna decline your head. I'm like, swipe it again. Blah. Scan it again. Beep. I'm sorry, sir. There's nothing in your head. Man. Demario says, can you freestyle? Never heard one from you. Just one. I'm not a strong freestyler. I'm more of a writer. I freestyle. I have freestyle. I freestyle from time to time. You're not gonna be blown away by my freestyles. I can tell you that now. And I got a few circulating. You're not gonna be just putting your hair out over my freestyles. But I'll do it. Yeah. That's not true, Alyssa. I read emails. I get to them eventually. What's up, Connie? Hmm. Okay, y'all. Baydash says, do you ever finish a song in one sitting? Yeah. Yeah, I've done that millions of times. Sit down and write it all the way through. But also, it's been times where I've Write a little bit today, write a little bit 2 days from now, write a little bit tomorrow. Might take a week off, come back to it. It just depends, man. Sometimes you're in a zone and you run right through it. Sometimes you're not in a rush, so you take your time with it. And sometimes it don't all come at one time, so you just patiently wait till it does. There's no right or wrong way. Yeah. Yeah, I did rap on that June 27th. I sure did. That was a long time ago, I think. What's the most important thing that you can't live without? God. Yeah, that's it. Spikey says, ever tried cayenne pepper? It's an alkaline spice. I cook with cayenne pepper. It's nothing that I ever cook where I don't put cayenne pepper in it. Everything, I say 99% of everything I cook, I'm gonna use cayenne pepper in it. Plain and simple. Olive oil and cayenne pepper is like the two main ingredients of anything I cook. Yeah. Okay, y'all. Y'all drop y'all locations, man. Let me shout y'all out and get out y'all way. Man, Alyssa. Ooh, I know Alyssa. You gonna fight me when you see me. I know you gonna fight me. I'm sorry. I'm immediately do that. Drop y'all locations, man. Let me shout y'all out. I'm working on my new album. This is the title of it. We got Robert Kamer in Abilene. Demetrius, the homie from Chicago. DJ Alyssa is in H-Town. Phantom Face Final is in the 614. Vincent in Hawaii. Grandmaster Rodimus in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Repping Detroit too. African bird pepper. Man, I'm gonna have to look that up. I never heard that. African bird pepper. Man. Bay Dash is on the earth. Xavier in Salt Lake City, Utah. Moving to Austin April 20th. Okay, yeah. You'll see me if you come into Austin. Either come down to Houston or I'll be up there at some point. Erica's in Beaumont. C. Ali. What's up? Peace, brother. Willie Bird, who in the SPC come up with slipped into the coma. That's point blank. Willie Bird, is this my partner? This Willie, is this the Willie Bird? Hold on, man. Is this the Willie Bird? Hold on. I need you to identify yourself, sir. Where you from? I got a homie that I hoop with named Willie Bird. I'm trying to see if this you. Point blank. That's point blank song slipped into a coma. Jay John, what's up? What's up, Jay? I know that's you. Olive Branch, Mississippi, my homie from way back. How far back we go back, Jay? About 20? Back to the old school SPC weekends. And that's Mama JD. Yvonne is in the building, Fort Worth. End of Cadence is Hollywood, Florida. Kevin Robinson, Louisville, Kentucky. Man. Okay, all right, okay. From Houston and San Antonio for the club. Hold on, man, but this the Willie Bird. That's what I'm saying. This my homie that I hoop with. It sounds like you. Come on, Willie Bird. My boy, you out there in San Antonio? You might need to suit up. They might need you. Okay, I'm going to look that up, Michelle. Appreciate that, Tommy. Danita Alexander's in Atlanta. Lawrenceville, Georgia. Okay. Landon is in Little Rock. Okay, that's my boy. Okay, I just been trying to make sure, man. You might have been another Willie Bird running around here, man. What we gonna do tomorrow? What we gonna do? Are they gonna do it? They gonna get it done, Willie Bird? They gonna get it done? I was so scared yesterday, man. They put it off. You can't win like you won yesterday and not bring it home, man. They gotta bring it home, man. I believe in them. Alyssa said PSK told you in the first line. Point blank threw the mic up. Somehow it landed in my fist. Yeah, Rapper K, that's Willie Bird. I had to make sure it was him. You know, it might have been another one circulating out here. 92. Well, you've been rocking with your boy since 92, man. That's 33 years. Wow. DeMario McClellan is in Iowa. Wow. Iowa in the building. We up in here, man. We'll do this, y'all. Subscribe to the Underground Dialogue podcast. I want y'all to subscribe to the podcast and check out the latest episode. We interviewed Chris Ward. He dropped some bombs, dropped some jewels. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the podcast, man. Okay, Bird. Say we're going to bring it home for the city. Man, yeah, come on, man. I'm ready. I'm ready, man. We never won it in college. Come on, man. It is what it is. Subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to the Legends 34 Sports Podcast. Willie Bird, we need to bring you on our sports podcast. Let me know when you're available. Alyssa, did you check out the Chris Ward interview? Go check it out. North Carolina State stole it from y'all. No, I blame that on Guy Lewis. I blame that on the coach. Because Phi Slamma Jamma, you know, that was running gun. And they was running the gun and they had built up a lead, and then Guy Lewis slowed it down. He slowed it down. He started making them slow down to try to hold on to the lead instead of keep doing what you're doing to build on the lead. And that played right into NC State hands, and they came back, and we seen what happened. Rapper K said he cried that night. Yeah, man. So it's like you got to stick with what's working. You got to dance with the girl that brought you there. You can't change it up when it's working. You got to stick to what's working. So I blame the coach for that. All these years, anytime that come up, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm gonna hit you up because we want to bring you on the show. We had Byron on there. We had, you know what? Yeah, you got to come on because we didn't have U of H alum. We had Cadillac on there. We had Byron on there. We want to have some U of H alum. We want to keep especially they win it. Oh man. Yeah. So if y'all win, all the Houston rappers gonna do a championship song together. They might. We go back to the old school where Captain Jack had the Phi Slamma Jamma song. Oh wow, Alyssa, for real, you was at the game? Wow, man, you don't remember none of it, but that's some historical stuff. Wow, that's dope. All right, y'all, let me get out y'all way, man. If y'all still woke and ain't got nothing to do, go check out the Underground Dialogue podcast, latest episode with Chris Ward. Subscribe to this channel and click that bell to keep your notifications on so I can see y'all every time I come on. And y'all can catch my daily videos as well. And we'll make it happen. All right, y'all. Peace and love. It was 83, Alyssa. All right. Peace.